Welcome back, everyone, to our second, can you believe it? Second episode on MAFS. And this episode, we do have to apologise to the couple that we missed. So we will recap on those and we will follow through all the way through to episode 8 on season 12 of MAFS. So, girls, Ryan and Jackie,
The
thoughts?
warrior.
Mm.
hmm
I knew we had forgotten a couple. I was like going through it. I'm like, we forgot someone. It's probably my most annoying couple.
Oh,
Yes.
gosh, yes. Oh,
They
my
are
goodness.
so into themselves.
I have to say, I really have to say this. I did not I did not like it when Jackie just started randomly crying.
Oh my God. Right? But I was like, where's the tears? I didn't see tears. That was a
I
really weird
know.
breakdown.
Yeah.
I
I
have,
Oh,
know.
I have written down,
gosh.
I hope the warrior and Jackie love each other as much as they love themselves. I don't see it lasting.
No, no,
No.
exactly. I totally agree.
Just
Totally
touching
agree.
on just touching on their wedding.
Hmm.
I found it absolutely hilarious when he dropped her. I'm gonna dip you now. Like I'm a big strong
Yes.
man. Bang.
And she said her worst fear would be to be
Be
dropped
dropped, I
on her
know.
wedding day.
She literally put that out there.
She
But
literally set it up for herself.
I know, but I did kind of like that. It's probably the only thing I like about Jackie so far is that she could laugh it off.
Yes.
It
Yeah,
was all in jest.
Yeah.
yeah.
And then he's like to all the producers, I is this
Oh
going to be
yeah.
edited out? Like as
I'm
if
thinking
it
Yes.
for
is
her,
going to
not
be
for me.
edited
And
It
out.
that's
was for her. It's like, no, no, no,
Yeah,
mate. You just don't want to. You just don't want anyone to see that you dropped someone so
that's
tiny.
I
right.
know.
Oh gosh. Yeah,
Because he's
so
just talked
tiny.
about himself being a modern day warrior.
Yes, and the whole I've never let a woman get cold. I always take my jacket off and she's like standing there going, "Oh gosh, it's
Yeah.
really cold. Brrr. It's
He's
really, really
turning mottled
cold."
purple.
Yes.
To be fair, though, I think he was like, "Am I allowed to?" Because we're getting photos taken, and the whole point is for me to get
Mm.
my suit. Suck it up.
True.
We'll be five
And
minutes, mate. Hold it in,
Yeah.
like you know.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
But I did have. I don't think they. I think they will get on each other's nerves. And dear God, the vows, the crying with no tears, the vow.
Oh, crocodile
That's
tears.
I forgot about that. That is,
Crocodiles.
I know that's the
Mm.
first thing. And then since then, she has been very emotional. She's an extremely emotional person, and I can't
Is she
stand that.
though? I don't
She's
actually
cried.
think that she is.
Oh,
She's
she has
not,
cried.
well, look, she's pretending to cry. So
Oh,
I really don't think that she's an emotional person at all. I think that
no.
she's putting it all on for the screen. That's my
You know what
vibe.
got on my nerves? The crying over the TV in the bedroom. Like, I don't like a TV in the bedroom
Yes.
either, but I
Oh,
don't cry over it.
no, exactly.
I think that is a
Exactly.
big, big moment. Like
Hmm.
you're making something so big over something so trivial. There's a TV in the bedroom. Do you know
Hmm.
why there's a TV in the bedroom? In case you and him have an argument and you want to go to the bedroom and watch something, and you're going to make him sit out there, or he's going to sleep
That's
on the
right.
couch for that. Like, do you know what I mean?
And also, this is a place that you're staying. It's not catered
Yeah.
for you. You are catered for it. So,
And it's not long term. Let's be
yeah,
honest.
that's right.
Well,
Yep.
when I pick places to stay, I make sure there's more than enough TVs for everyone.
We have a TV in every room
You're
in
all
our
about
house.
you're all about the screen time, are you?
Absolutely. It's a mama
Yeah.
trick.
Yep.
But her vows were like her CV, which I think she did in one of the other episodes too, when they had to like write a letter, and it was like,
Yes.
oh my God, mate, like what more do
I'm
you want?
self-sufficient. I can do this and I can do that. And I've got a company that runs itself 24/7 and blah, blah, blah.
I
And he
can make
literally said
money
to
while I'm
her,
sleeping.
I know, right?
yes. And he
Good
Jesus.
on
literally said
you.
to her, I wanted to know about you. I wanted to get to know you, not about what you can do. Like, tell me who you are as a person. And she's like, I literally just did. I was like,
Mm.
no,
I
those
didn't,
are your accomplishments. That's not you as a person.
Mhm.
yeah, that's right. I didn't like, well, really either of them very much, but I thought,
Hmm.
okay, I'll give them a chance, let them grow. As time's gone on, I think I prefer Ryan. Like, he's kind of growing on me.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
she is falling flat.
Yeah.
I think he is being a typical man child. When someone says, don't do this, and he goes, well, I'm going to do it because you can't tell me not
Shoes
to
on the
do it.
bed.
Mm,
Shoes on the bed.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
yeah.
I would have hated that as well.
And there was one thing that he said, and I can't remember it verbatim, but it was along the lines of this isn't a negotiation, like you're trying to negotiate. It was basically we're not discussing this. This is how it is, and you're not going to tell me how I'm going to live in this apartment with you. I was like,
Yeah.
mate,
I think they really
that's
have to
not
learn how to live with someone. They obviously haven't had that for a
Yeah.
long time,
yeah.
or they've been in relationships where someone's more dominant than the other.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes. Which
that's
I
right.
think in both cases, I think it's both of them. They're both
I
more
think,
dominant than their partners.
Potentially.
yeah, absolutely. Just touching on how beautiful she thinks she is. Like,
Oh,
okay, he is lovely.
Miss New Zealand.
I know. I know. Just fucking take it down a peg
Hmm.
and act like a normal person. Open up so that Ryan can kind of get to know you. And
Hmm.
I think she'd be more likable.
Yes, agreed. I do
Mm.
agree. I mean,
Yeah.
look, I'm not God's gift to men or anything like that, but
Really?
I I mean I could be to the right man. But I think that yeah, I think that she has definitely put herself on her own pedestal, which I believe all women should, but also have that little bit of room to grow
I think she's just a
because
very
not
insecure.
everyone's perfect.
I think she's a
Yeah.
very insecure person who is leveraging what she believes are her best traits, which she believes
Yeah.
are her looks. The fact that she was Miss New Zealand, which I think she attributes to, well, I must be good looking because I was Miss New Zealand, and look at
Mm,
everything that I have accomplished. And it's actually
But
yeah.
no, but
there's only a
who are
certain
you?
there's only a certain type of person that enters all of those pageants anyway. I wouldn't have ever had that cross my mind. Would
Yeah.
any of you?
Oh, look, I've
Excuse me,
always
I'm definitely not a beauty.
I was runner up in the Miss beauty pageant in Butlins. I was sick, and I have a trophy to prove it,
Oh,
and a
that's
picture.
cute.
Hmm.
That's very cute.
I don't know that
Yeah,
I entered
the
that,
big
more that
old
my
cute.
sister entered me into that
Mm,
for something
Oh,
to do
that's
on
yeah.
funny.
holiday.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
Paige, she's dead to us
Yes.
now. She's one of those beauty pageant people.
Look, if I could have, I would have entered into everything.
Really? No,
Yeah, yeah.
I was too
Get
busy
me
with
out there.
my
I want to be well known.
basketball shorts, baseball bat,
Look, I've always
helmet,
wanted to be an
tats.
actress.
Yeah, I don't think she's doing herself any favors, and it will be interesting to
No.
see how time tells with those two, but I don't really hold much
Yeah.
hopes for them. I did love, though, however, when they were doing the lineup of who they find most attractive, that he was, and you're third. And she was like,
Yes. And she was like, how hard is it to put your wife
Hmm.
first? Well, clearly very hard.
so is it
Yeah.
Mind you,
honesty?
I would have probably kicked off as well. Like, hello, you're married to me.
Well, she did get him back the
Yeah,
next
oh my
episode, I
God.
think it
Yeah.
was. I
We
kind of want
can't,
to see a photo of her ex.
yeah,
Show us the rig.
exactly.
Let me be the judge of that.
Yeah, that's right. But we're currently skipping over a very, very vital episode, and that is
Mm.
the dinner party where all of it went down. So I'm
They
going to kick
all
it
looked
off with,
fabulous.
oh, they always do.
Oh,
Katie,
I loved the matchy
I
matchy.
Love Katie.
love Katie.
I love
She
her.
is literally the golden girl in Australia at the moment because she has literally been gaslit, had the script flipped over on her, and then she was then questioning herself. I was like,
By
oh my
Captain
God.
Deflection. Yeah.
Yes!
Yeah.
Oh, pew, 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 pew.
I love her.
Deflecting
Pew, pew,
everywhere.
pew. What I did learn from that dinner party in Tim's favor, he apparently was asking questions. So I'll give him credit for at least asking her
Yeah.
questions like, do
Hmm.
you want kids? Who are your family? I'll give him
Yeah.
credit for that because that
Yeah,
didn't show.
like,
Was he?
and
Yeah.
that's all editing. So
Yes.
we
Mhm.
don't know. I still don't like Tim. I think he is a dick and I think he's done a lot of stupid things, but I'm not gonna sit here and kick him while he's down too
Yeah.
much. I mean, he's put himself in that position, so maybe I'll just roll him around a little. I just think enough's enough sometimes, and like we don't know both sides of the story.
I think he really just should have been very honest and just gone, yeah, I don't have a spark. My initial attraction isn't there, and I'm really struggling to make a connection with you.
Yeah.
I think that's
Yeah.
what he should have said. I'm really struggling to make a connection with you based on everything that we've talked about. That
Hmm.
then would have come across a whole of a lot better.
Yeah.
That's right.
And like the media, I don't know who it is, the media, social media, somebody's found a picture of like Tim with one of his dating profiles, and it's an
Yes.
I'm
old profile
trying
picture.
I'm trying to stay off of social media in regards to MAFS so that I have my very own opinion as opposed to being swayed by
Mm.
somebody else's on social media.
But you know
But I
what?
have seen
I'm actually
the pictures of him.
I'm kind of behind him on that one, because who doesn't on social media post old photos, whether it's of an old event that you've been to and you particularly looked great, or, you know, just even reposting memories.
Yeah, but
Oh, I
that's
felt
memories. That's completely
Different.
different to a dating
mm,
profile.
That's not
That's
true. That's not
I
complete.
don't know.
that's not trying to make a
False
connection with someone at a
advertising.
present time.
That's
Yeah,
right. False advertising. So if
Yes.
I was
false
to set up a
advertising.
dating
Someone
profile,
someone
which
is
I'm
very,
not,
very passionate about this. Someone being catfished before.
if you're going to put a dating profile out there, which I'm not, I am not doing that. If you're going to put a dating profile out there, you need to have relevant, up to date photos of yourself. Because otherwise, you're going to rock up to this date that you're going on and you don't look anything like the person that's sitting in front of you. So, yes,
However,
it's a genuine
Yeah.
I would
catfish.
say more often than not, the girls would be if they showed up and they were like, "You look nothing like your photo, but I'll give you a go." I reckon the
Mm.
guys
Yeah.
wouldn't be as accommodating.
I remember way back in the day on some, I don't even know what dating profile it was. And I turned up to a place expecting to find, I don't know, he had his height and stuff. Did you come with me,
No, but I
Moira?
remember hearing about this. This is the guy who was sitting on the bar
Yes.
stool.
Yes. And like he looked like his profile picture, but I'm pretty sure his profile said he was like 6 foot or something. And I'm like, oh, okay. So he didn't ever get up from his bar stool. And I'm like, okay, this is weird. And then he's like, finally, he asked me, do you want a drink? And I'm like, yes, please. And he got up and he must have been half my height. I swear he was a jockey. Like he was tiny. And I'm like, oh,
Oh,
yeah, I know. I think I was actually really
oh.
honest with him, and I actually called him out. I don't know. From memory, I think I did, and I cut it short.
Yeah,
So
I was gonna say you didn't stay very long after that.
get
I
it?
don't think I
Cut
was
it
not there,
short.
but I remember you telling me being like, I'm so annoyed.
Anyway, getting back to the show.
Oh yeah,
Sorry.
So
we
we got
digress.
derailed just then.
Yes, but I did love how Jamie came to her defense and was just sitting there going, I can
Yes.
hear this. And I'm literally watching her go, are you serious? You think that you've put
Yeah.
more effort in than me? And him going,
Yeah.
well, yeah. Well, why didn't you stand up for me? And why didn't you do this? And her going, oh, okay. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. And
Because
Jamie's
I would have
like,
done it for you.
no,
No,
you
you
wouldn't
wouldn't
have.
have.
Oh no,
Nah.
well, she did. Before he even walked in, she approached the guys and said,
Granted.
please, you know, don't make a
Let's
big deal
just hear
about
him out
this.
first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I think he had made her feel so small
Yeah.
in those few moments that she wasn't going to defend herself. That is mental abuse
Yes.
at its best.
Yep.
Like, and
Absolutely. Been there.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah, yep. And I did not like that. And I don't care if he's asked her a million questions and she hasn't opened up to his satisfaction. You don't make someone feel small.
Yeah.
And the comment that he made to Tony, how can you build a relationship when the trust has been broken?
Oh, yeah.
Mate,
Yeah.
you've just broken the trust.
That was an excuse. That was a get out of jail free card. That was he
Yeah.
just clung to that because he was like, the spark has just gotten me into so much trouble. Let me find something
Yeah.
else. Trust.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
You know
Next
what
thing,
I
just
laughed
like
at?
ching, 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 ching.
Yeah. When the producers are, have you guys been
Yeah.
in contact? And he's
Yeah.
like, no. And they're like, well, have you tried to text her or call her?
I don't
And he's
have her
like, no,
number.
I don't have her number.
Yeah, exactly. Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Mate.
Yeah.
Mate.
I know.
Oh.
As I said, it could be all editing. But he's definitely come across as
Yeah, and
inconsiderate.
of course, Elliot was a no-show, but prior to that, we
Mhm.
saw John sit down with him as Elliot demanded a meeting.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I loved the way John handled him.
Yes.
I thought
Yes.
that was so respectful with such a
Mhm.
slap at the same
Yeah.
time. I was just like,
Yeah.
that is gold.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. I really dig John. I think that he's really good.
He was
He's
great.
very good. Yeah. I'm glad that John was able to put him in his place. Like, is it really working for you? Because you're 35 and you're still single and you've come to us to find you a partner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how
But
at the
that
end he
goes
was
back.
like, I completely disagree with everything you said. And he was like, I know you do.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Exactly.
And that goes back to what we were talking about last episode about Elliot, whether he's actually on here to find love or whether he's just here to promote
Yes.
something,
Yeah.
you know, business, himself, whatever. So,
Oh, yes, exactly.
yeah, just on Tim though,
Mhm.
when Lauren walked in, I swear he was the first one to jump up. Oh,
Eyes out of his head. Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
I wonder if he
short,
was
petite
thinking,
brunette.
yeah, can we swap or can I get a number? Like,
Yeah, I know. You know what I find funny? I think it was episode 7, and it was Billy and Sierra at the pet shop,
Oh gosh, yes.
and she was like, "Daddy's gonna grow some balls."
she's very funny.
I
They
love
She is
them too.
hilarious.
They are so
I'm-
good, those two.
Yeah.
The
I really
banter.
like them as a couple. Yeah.
Yeah.
Them and Karina and Paul.
Paul.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Oh,
Those
they are so
those
loved
two
up.
couples,
Mhm.
are like excelling.
I like
Yeah.
Jamie and Dave as well.
Yes, I really
Yeah.
like Jamie and Dave.
I know. One couple I can't believe that they haven't done the deed is Ari and Jeff. Is it Jeff?
Oh yeah.
Have they not done the deed? I mean, they previously
I've
done the
been
deed because
previously
they
done the
dated
deed.
for a month.
In their honeymoon, like they looked pretty close. And the first comment I said out loud was, "Oh, they've shagged for sure." Like, and they're still claiming that they haven't. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure they have.
Well,
I don't
maybe
know.
it's because it's a bit of a been there, done that sort of vibe. We can just get to know each other on a personal level instead of getting down physical.
Maybe they are just happy getting to know each other, like you said. But
They're a good-looking couple together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
agreed. But I also
Um,
think that Karina and Paul are amazing together. They look amazing together.
I don't know.
And
Some
so
Let's-
does Jamie and Dave. They look good
Yeah.
together too.
yeah, let's just go, Paul. He's very sensual and
French.
I don't know.
yeah,
I don't know.
He's
he's
French.
naughty too. Like, oh, let's come
He's-
down here to
yeah.
the hot tub in
Oh,
the nighttime. Like,
please. That is like every man would say that. I'm not.
I know.
No.
She's on board. She said,
Who-
I like spontaneity too.
I don't know if like yuck, hot tub sharing. Ew. They could be super hot and heavy and then fizzle out, but
Yeah.
I don't know. At the moment, I feel like they're heading in the right direction.
Yeah.
Mm. So one couple that I thought would go the distance, just because they're both, well, I know this sounds horrible, but both European, both older and both looking for exactly the same thing,
Tony and
which is
Marina.
yes. And now apparently Morena talks too much.
Yes, I noticed that. I picked that up and I was like, just shut up. Shut
Yeah.
up and let him talk.
Yeah.
It's a typical Greek woman. They just could talk
She's
underwater.
Italian.
She's Italian.
Is she Italian?
Yeah.
She's Italian.
Jamie's
Okay.
great.
Yeah.
Jamie
Yeah.
can talk too.
I think,
Yeah, she can.
I think that could just be her just trying to let him get to know her, and maybe she just likes a chat.
It's off-putting. It is off-putting. I cringe when I just see
Feel like
him
just listen
trying
to
to
him.
talk.
Yes.
because
And that that's what he's previously said, is that I'm trying to talk to her, but she just keeps talking over the top of me or keeps bringing it back to herself. And I think, oh, Tony, you poor thing. All you want to do is get your point across and tell her about your life story, but she's just bringing it back to
Yeah.
her focus. And I think Miranda is a beautiful woman. She's got a lot going for her, but in regards to getting to know her partner, she's not really doing a very good job.
But I think
No.
that's just communication, right? So he could just say, "Listen, I'm really trying to explain something to you, but I feel like
Yeah.
you're not hearing me. You're just trying to think of what you want to say next."
But yeah, I still like them as a couple, and I hope that she can just zip it for a little bit so that he can get his point
Yeah.
across, or like even, talk to her a little bit.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so I guess with Elliot gone and Tim gone, they had to find a new villain who is now Jake.
Well, is Tim, because Tim, and that was a cop out as well. Tim said he's not staying living with her. I don't know where I'm going from here, or whatever he was saying. That's what
Mm.
the producers said. So is that his way of trying to still stay in the show a little bit and decide if he wants to come back, or is he gone?
I
Well,
feel like
the
that's his
thing
way of saying, "I'll come back if you find someone else for me."
I so on the ads, like on the coming up next
Oh
on
yeah.
and next episode, it shows, which is the commitment ceremony, it shows that Katie's still there. So that makes me think that maybe I might be looking to this wrong. Maybe he comes back for the commitment ceremony to see whether or not they can get things going again. Or they're just complete. She's going to be told that because he's gone, you've got to leave the show. But I also felt so bad for her when they did the whole have a look at the snippets from the initial interview. And
Yes.
in his interview, he said, I'd be willing to give it a go.
And she's
And
like, "Liar."
literally, she said, well, where are you, mate?
Yeah, I think he just said what he could to get onto the show.
Mm,
Or
yeah.
maybe he thought that at the time, and when he saw her, he was that repulsed.
It's a very strong word. I feel like
Yeah,
he is
No,
that's a
just
that's
very
like I think she's gorgeous, but he could have had that such an adverse reaction
yeah.
to everything.
But again, they would have said to you, "This is not a checkbox thing, so you can tell us what your non-negotiables are." That doesn't mean that that's what you
Yeah,
get. And then
that's right.
it's going. So why am I going on this show? So that just three random people can match me with someone? No, it's so that
Mm,
people who actually delve into, and I think this is something that has said before. It's like we go way deeper than just physical looks. You
yeah.
have to be thinking to yourself, okay, so why did they pair us?
Yeah.
If it's
Like, give
not
it a
the
go.
short blonde brunette petite lady that I asked for, then why did they pair us? So then
Yeah.
ask those questions. Does anyone else struggle to understand a word Adrian says?
No.
A little bit,
Oh,
a little bit. It's as though it's sort of, I know this sounds
it's
horrible.
like he's got new
Uh,
teeth.
uh, yes!
I'm wondering whether they're
Yes!
falsies. They look like false teeth.
It's like he's got new
Like,
teeth and he's trying to learn how to talk again.
yes!
Hmm.
Yes, that's
I struggle. I
exactly
need to
what I
read the
was thinking.
subtitles. Says me. I do struggle. But I
I
don't see them going. I don't see them going the distance. I think it's all just very sexual at the moment. It's just
Yeah,
lust.
Yeah.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
literally still the honeymoon last phase for them. But he's
Mm.
already said, I don't know whether or not I'd be able to love someone else's child as much as my own. So he's already planted the seed of I'm not sure whether or not I can do this. And
I think he even went
she's pointed that
further.
out. She's pointed that out to him as well. Then what are you
Yeah.
doing here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that conversation even went further is when now that they're living together and he's like, I want that experience with someone who's having it their first time themselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, Adrian's been telling Athena like the whole time that he's wanted to have his own child, but she hasn't been listening, I don't feel. And it's got to that point where I think she's just so sexually attracted to him that she's just letting it all go for the show for now. I don't think they're going to pursue anything after the show.
I did think it was a
It-
bit of a cop out though, that one of the challenges was to write a letter and he was like, nah, I don't want to share anything with you. Like if I have
Mm.
something that I want
My
to write.
secrets are mine and I don't want to share them with anyone else.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's his secret?
That's right.
Kind of just touching on them, I thought it was hilarious on their honeymoon. I know it's a few episodes back, but she was when they were doing the yoga and she was so relaxed that she fell asliep.
Yes.
I actually thought that was
Yes.
pretty cute.
That
I was
is
like,
that is
okay,
a mom for
was.
you. That is just
Yeah.
mom life.
I know.
I
That is
really appreciated the instructor saying, just leave
just
her, let
leave
her
her.
sleep.
I know, right? I actually wrote down one more thing about them. So in the confessions week, just about when the question came up about have you ever cheated on a partner?
Yeah.
And she
Oh,
was
yes.
yeah, and she was honest and said yes. And then she tried to justify her actions and he wasn't having it. And she said, well, have you cheated? And he just said no, and then threw the card at her. Like,
Yeah.
and then the
Like,
producer later said, you're forgetting that I've seen your audition tape.
What if I
yes.
told you I've seen your application?
And
Yeah,
his
yeah, that
face
was
just
it.
dropped.
Admitted something along the lines of, he'd
Yeah.
been with someone else while they were on a break or whatever. Like technically
But
not.
they weren't really together, so it wasn't
Yeah.
really cheating.
Also, the photos, like the photo challenge with all the couples, that kind of some couples came out on top.
I
Um,
loved Billy's response. That was
Yes, because there's only one woman that I'm interested in.
I
she
loved
was
that.
really worried too, wasn't she?
Yeah.
And he
And he
knows
even,
that she's
yeah,
got her insecurities,
yeah. And
and
he's
he's
like,
not gonna play into that. He wants
yeah,
to put her first and make her
yeah,
know how wonderful she is. Like,
exactly. Exactly. Good on him.
yeah.
Yes, I loved Billy's response. I just thought that was he understood the challenge, he understood what he had to do, and he was not conforming the way everybody else conformed to do that. He
Yeah,
was just like, no, I don't find anyone else as
yeah,
attractive as I do you, and you're all I want to focus on. I love that.
yeah.
And would you agree that the couples that have been sexually active are probably feeling more loved up and more like their partner
Oh,
is more
100%.
attractive? Yeah.
100% that brings you closer, bonds you more.
Yeah. Well, Paige is
Yeah,
looking
I
perplexed.
don't know about that because I'm fairly certain that one of the couples has been, I can't remember who it was. So there was two couples. One guy put their wife down further, and then the other guy put his wife down further. And I'm fairly certain. So
Jackie
one of
and
Jackie
Jake.
and
Jake.
I don't
ah,
think they've done like
No.
no,
shagged yet.
and
No.
then maybe it's Ashley. It's Ashley and Jake, right?
Yes.
And I
Yeah.
don't think that they've done it. So maybe you're onto something there.
So let's talk about Ashley and Jake.
The new villain,
I
yes.
still love his shirts.
Love it.
Yes. I think that it's probably been taken out of context.
Yeah.
Because if
I
you
was going to
were
say,
to have, yeah, you go.
I felt like he even said they've had such great banter and that their main source of like interaction is joking around with each other. I think
Hmm.
he was just trying to make light of a really hard situation. And he's probably never been put in that position to judge people on their looks before. I kind of felt for him, and I think Ashley having a few bevies and then going and knocking on the neighbor's door. I feel like that
Yeah,
was a bit
then
harsh.
spilling the
So
beans. I think that, ooh,
yeah, so
yeah,
I didn't find anything too offensive with what he said. I think he set himself up by saying I'm not a racist.
yeah,
I think that was the main comment that I was, taken back a little
Yeah.
bit. But he still rated Athena higher in the looks category than he rated her.
yeah,
So he
yeah.
can't be a racist, truly, right? I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah, I think going, oh, she's got crazy eyes. She does.
I know. I said, even before I watched that, even before he even said that, I I was thinking, oh man, she's really got crazy eyes. And
Intense would have been a better word.
Yeah,
yeah,
intense.
intense. That is good. But it's they kind of the editors, like the people that are producing, kind of feed into that whole crazier comment. And then when her and I can't even remember
Right.
what's the partners, her and Rai Rai are on the lounge. you know, they zoom into her when she's going, like, they kind of feed into that comment, I think, just to, you know, boost the ratings.
It's great
Yeah.
editing. I'll give them that. It's
It
great
is.
editing.
It is. It
It
is.
is. What did we think about Ashley?
She's done the wrong thing. I think that
She's, yeah.
look, we all run our mouths on the odd occasion, but running straight to Sierra, I don't think that that was okay.
Do you think it's because she wasn't put number one?
Quite possibly, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think if she
But
was put
let's
number
just,
one, she wouldn't have run off and said
yeah, I
he's
Well,
think
the
she
she was
would
in a
have thought it
shitty
was all a
mood.
joke.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
She was in a shitty mood because she wasn't put number one.
he also could have handled it better, like he didn't have to run off to his room.
What I did find interesting about the photo activity was that Morena, Katie, and Ashley, so the two curvier girls and the old duck,
Yep.
Yeah.
were all
All at the
rated
bottom.
at the bottom. And
Yeah.
that proves society standards
I
on
do think
looks.
that MAFS needs to be a bit more diverse.
Yeah.
Yes.
Agreed. I have to say this. I was pleasantly surprised at the fact that there was two bigger girls. Now, when I say bigger, I mean more
Bigger than a size 10.
receptive of what the nation considers to be normal.
Apparently, the average size in Australia for a woman is 16.
16.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
2/3 of the female population in Australia are obese according to the BMI scale, which I don't like the BMI anyway.
Me
But
neither.
I'm way too
according
small
to
for my
that,
BMI. I should have been taller.
Me too.
so you're going on height now.
I'm way too
Just
short,
to
yeah.
stretch me out a little,
Yeah,
and then my
I should have been
BMI will be
taller.
fine.
Yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
I feel like they need to be more diverse with their selection of men and women.
I just want to point out that this is the first season that has had someone with longer hair and glasses, the nerdy sort of effect, and has had someone who is bigger like Tim,
Okay.
and has had voluptuous girls like Ashley and Katie. The last seasons, they were all stick thin. They were all basically runway supermodels, and the guys could have gotten on a runway as well. So
Yeah, and I guess
it's
that's
slowly getting
pretty
up to
pretty TV, and I get that. I do think that they need to next season have a bit more variety. And I guess that they thought that the personality and the persona that Tim put across was that he just wants to find love. It doesn't matter
yeah,
what package it comes in. But I want to see more of that.
yeah, yeah.
Mm. Yeah.
Hashtag gets Paige on MAFS.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But I just don't think it's fair to have like people that go on there legitimately trying to find love like Katie, and then people like Tim who like
Just want on it for the
was
airtime.
there no other option for her?
I
Like
know that they do try and keep them within like locality, you know, they
yeah.
try and match them up, don't they? So I suppose,
Well, shit, there goes my chances.
I was gonna say Pickens on that slim.
yeah, you might get a silver fox Page.
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay.
Sorry. Do you remember? Can't remember what episode it is, but Jackie called Ryan toxic.
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah,
I think that she was trying to hold a mirror up to herself because that's a pretty freaking toxic thing to say.
I don't find him. I find him, and he's got little annoyances, and I
Yeah,
think he's trying to push buttons.
yeah,
He's not toxic.
I think he's trying
no,
to rebel against her trying to be very it's my way or the highway. I think he's trying to
uniformed.
be like, no, mate,
Mm,
this is we're working together, you gotta compromise.
yeah,
I find her really. She's now my
grating.
new. She's now my new villain. I think. Let's flip sexes, and we'll find a female villain.
I think
Yep,
Ashley could become
literally.
that, actually.
Yeah,
There's the
yeah,
makings. There's the
because
makings
she
of
did.
all the villains.
Mm,
I think that Jackie calling um, Ryan toxic was probably the worst thing that she could have done because any leeway that she would have had has just been thrown out the window because he's not toxic at all. He's trying to be respectful of her. Yes, he does the aggravating little things like putting shoes on beds. And I think that what she was discussing was her accomplishments and not actually about her as person. And he pointed that out and said, this is what you've accomplished. It's not actually who you are as a person. And she didn't like that. She wanted him to grovel at her feet with all the accomplishments that she's achieved. And good on her. Like, that is really good. That's a really good thing to be able to say how successful you are. But when you're trying to get to know someone, you want to know them on a deeper level, not just what's on the surface and what you've achieved. You actually want to know them as a person.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that what she's done is she's done all of these things to set herself up in her own mind frame as someone who's a catch. So I was Miss New Zealand, I have all of these achievements, I'm a catch. And for him, he's like, but that's not a catch for me. Like,
exactly.
I don't really care about finances and in that in depth. Like, I'm not doing a deck on financial stability that I can bring to this relationship. That's not a thing for me, but that's a massive thing for her. And that's what she sees as being a catch and, like, you know, one of her pros, like, to be dating me. Whereas he's like, that's not a thing for me.
Yeah.
He is entertaining. She gave him a couple's finance book or whatever.
Yeah.
He's entertaining her. He's like, oh, yay, you know.
Yeah.
What a gift.
Just what I always wanted. But he seems like the type of guy, like he's said that he does like to read. I think he probably will generally have a bit of a flick through that, which is something that we may not see due to editing. But yeah, I don't know. The more the show goes on, I'm liking Ryan more than I'm liking Jackie. I didn't like her at the start, and I'm liking her less and less now.
Yeah.
So what are we in for next? What happens on Sunday? I've not seen M.A.F.S. I don't know what the storyline is. What are we in for?
So the next part is the commitment ceremony. So we get to see who's going to be on the couch.
Okay,
and
so
who
did you see
is bringing the goss.
Did you see in the upcoming next thing someone votes to leave?
Yes.
Do you know who that is?
Yes. No idea.
Jake.
Oh,
because
I'm trying to think. Who is Jake?
The nerd with the glasses.
Oh, okay, Jake. We've just been talking about.
I am pretty sure.
I understand.
I'm pretty sure it's him because I was watching what they were wearing and I saw the cream coat that he was wearing. Now, could just all be editing, but I reckon it's Jake.
Well, I think he's in for a bit of a grilling.
Yeah, he's in for a hard time.
From the experts and from everyone else. Billy is going to go through him like a freight train because of what he said about Sierra. So I think that, they're out for blood, and that's probably why he's going to go, no, I'm going to leave.
Oh, I'm excited.
Leave before it gets tough and before he's just dragged through the mud all over social.
Yes, exactly. So this brings us to the end of this episode. Stay tuned to find out all the goss in our recap of the commitment ceremony. Thank you for listening. We are your hosts. I'm Paige.
I'm Moira.
And I'm Emma.
And you've been listening to What She Said.
Bye.
Bye.